Eat their own kids. For a laugh, like.
Sometimes I just read that. I've closed it now because it was upsetting me.
Over to Graeme now with the weekly dose of filth.
Hi guys.
There he is.
Hamsters, you say?
No, this is going to be Gammon and Gammon.
Gammon.
All the stuff that's not for broadcast. This is Not the Radio. With Dylan Evans and Graeme Smith.
Are we generally starting?
We were meant to be starting about half an hour ago.
Nip the toilet. Your sink is so high up. Yeah, shut that door.
Is the door open?
Yeah, your sink's that high up.
Do you mean me sink's dead high up?
What do you think of me? Really high up sink. Anyway, welcome to the NTR podcast, episode 7. This is, isn't it?
Have you pissed in my sink?
No. Why? Why would you say that?
Why would it be a problem that my sink was...
Just an aggressive splash. Washing my hands in there. I do this all the time. Some people genuinely feel really bad if you just hint. Just a tiny hint that I've pissed in your sink.
It's not a hint when you spend most of your time... For about the last 2 weeks, he's been going, whenever I go to someone's house, I love to make them think that I've pissed in the sink.
But there was a second there where in your head you were just imagining me defacing your sink. And I haven't said I have.
Imagine if you come in and insinuated you'd chat in the sink.
I've ragged that sink off the wall. Episode 7, here we go, locked and loaded.
Have you genuinely pissed in my sink?
No, I don't think so anyway. Not recently.
You don't think so?
I don't think properly.
That's indicative of a problem if you... I don't know if I've pissed in your sink. I can't tell.
No, I just don't think I have. Not yours anyway. Loads of people's I do. I used to, it was like a bet. Bet you can. My mate was like, oh no, you won't.
Well, is this the only thing you'll do for charity?
Pissing in people's sinks against the will.
When would it be? When would they... Oh, come round. Dylan's going to come round later, piss in the sink.
Why is it bad?
Pay if you...
Do you know what? I'm all game for making a bit of money on the side. Do you mind if we leave the plug in, Dylan? Peeing in the shower instead of a toilet does the world of good for the environment. So if anything, I'm probably better than you for weeing in the toilet. Do you not wee in the shower? You must wee in the shower. You're weird if you don't. You're a Tory and you're weird. You're a weird posh Tory. If you get out the shower to wee.
I'm literally speechless at this cheek of you.
But you know, in the shower, wee. I wee on myself in the shower sometimes.
That again sounds borderline. That sounds sexualised.
It's not. No, you're making it sexualised. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever done.
I wee on myself in the shower.
When are you ever going to get another chance to feel your own wee on you? Only on like me feet and that, just a thing.
When am I going to get a chance to feel my own wee on me? That's available to me all the time.
And get away with it.
What, I get away? It's not against the law.
No, you couldn't do it in a field. A shower, there you go, and you're going to wash it off straight away. My mate once, right, who I used to work with, and he told us this story in like the staff room, a packed staff room. Do you know someone tells a story and you think, yeah, you should have kept that to yourself? He told us, right, he was in the shower and tried to egg cup a fart, which is farting on your hands and smelling it. And he followed through on his hand and told a chocker staff room, right, and it went, oh, I got shit all on my hands.
Am I right, guys?
Like that. Yeah. Do you know when someone does like, oof, when was the last time you had this? And everyone was so disgusted and he left. He left shortly after that. And I don't think it was because of that.
You said to me,
I know.
You know what this is going to be?
I said once, right, to Graeme.
Wait for this.
And I stand by this. Right? Just one time I would love to properly shit myself. Once.
Dylan wants to shit himself.
Stick with me here. Stay with me. I don't know what fully my point was. Just because it's something that everyone... Like, when was the last time you did? And I don't mean like in a nappy. And I don't mean just... like, imagine you now in your skinny jeans.
Shitting yourself.
Because you just don't know what that sensation feels like anymore. You've lost it. And I'm not talking about... maybe if you're unwell and something happens, then that's different. I mean a full-on...
What, doing it on purpose almost?
Mm-hmm. As like a protest. Just to know what it feels like.
Would you do it for charity?
No, because it'd be filmed. I wouldn't want it on film. Can you imagine that on film? I'm just like sweating and going all red. This is for the kids.
What would make it worse is this is for the kids.
He's in skinny jeans. It's seeping out his pocket. What's going on? That's, yeah. But do you suppose you get what I mean? It's like, who's told us that we can't?
But yeah, when did that kick in? When did this come in? When did they say you can't?
Because the fucking hell, we used to throw wee and poo out the windows in the Victorian times in buckets. My mates used to do that, right? We'd be playing on FIFA online and you'd hear him wee in a glass.
Launch it.
And he'd tip it out the window. And I was like, are you living in like the slums?
I know, sometimes you've got to.
But we live in Bootle. Bootle's got a bad enough name. I was like, we don't need you throwing piss out on the streets like it's 1642.
Wow.
And just because he didn't want to like, take a break from offline.
That's horrible. You get like those old people in Vegas when they're playing the slot machines and they're that addicted to gambling that they're just putting in the dollar bills and all that. And they will literally soil themselves where they sit.
This is made up, surely.
No, that's not.
No way, is that real?
That's real.
I need to go to Vegas then, don't I?
But just so you can, legitimately shit yourself sat down.
Oh, I'm addicted to the slot machines, that's why. You know what I mean?
No.
Bit of that going on. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we started the podcast there.
I was going to say, I remember doing a wee at work once in a bottle, putting it in a bin. And this was in 2000 and something. And
that doesn't make it any better, nor worse.
I was kind of new working where I was working. I was doing a show and I forgot my fob to get through from the studio through to the toilet, and I was in the building on my own.
Right.
So I was like, I'd also been late that day, so I didn't want to get locked out. And I did a wee in a bottle, and I went over and put it in the bin. Anyway, the bottle leaked, and all piss went all over the bin.
Oh.
And then it was me, age 19, trying to impress, and there was an email went round. Who's pissed in the fucking bin? It was from, the boss was not English.
An Australian lunatic.
Yeah, pretty much. And there was a big meeting. Who did the piss? And I'm like, it was me.
Did you admit it?
Yeah. Oh, fuck's sake.
What's happened? Has it been a bad week?
No. This is you again.
What?
There's a shared doc in which we
typed some stuff through the week. Why? What's happened?
So this was not meant to happen. We've spent the first 10 minutes going on about literally all the things that they said. Oh, them two, they do a podcast. They'll just chat about
piss and shit. Carry on. All the good stuff.
Hamsters are now critically endangered. Anyway, that's our first.
How could you? Oh,
No.
Stop.
This is a conversation that isn't going to go in the direction you think it's going to go in.
Stop and go back.
What?
If that's a tiger, or if that is a whale, like a blue whale, or a panda that's critically endangered, you deliver that in like a... So humanity has failed us yet again. So why are we just brushing aside the fact it's a hamster? Hamsters are critically endangered. This is a big deal. You could have a pet that is critically endangered. The panda
How can it be critically endangered if it's a pet? Isn't it going to be looked after then?
Yeah, but I mean in the wild, it's like, oh no, these are rare.
Fuck off the wild.
You have got a rare thing. This is so funny. When I told Graeme this first, he went, did they have hamsters in the wild? I'm like, where do you think we fucking got them from? What do you think it is?
I'd never thought of it. There's wild hamsters. What did they... You carry on. I'm going to have a look at where I'm just interested as to where...
Britain, Europe, America, they're just like little fat rodents, aren't they? That is...
Hamster.
That is all a hamster is. It's just a little fat, pointless rodent.
Well, there's 19 different species. I didn't know any of this.
I thought there was just one.
The best known is the golden or the Syrian hamster.
They're the best.
There's the winter white dwarf hamster.
I don't even know what
They're all very edgy. There's a Syrian hamster and a dwarf hamster. Like this is... yeah. Right, yes.
I just don't get...
These rats in suits.
Just one in a suit.
I'm so surprised that they exist in the
wild. Well, I think they keep getting killed and stuff in the wild because one thing, right, that keeps like wiping out rodents and stuff.
I've just found something out about them. So.
It's vegetarian food and vegan food. Vegan food and vegetarian food they don't care about the little guys. So combine harvesters and stuff, when they rag through the floor, just YouTube search it now if you can see how they rag through the floor. They tear up everything.
Do they destroy all the hamsters?
Millions, apparently.
There's loads of hamsters under the ground.
Hamsters, rats, bugs live in there, rabbits, all cute stuff. Just get ground up, but we don't care because it's giving us our lettuce and
potatoes.
Yeah, so we don't care. How sad is that?
Do you want a fact? The Syrian hamster, the golden Syrian hamster. Researchers were not able to successfully breed and domesticate hamsters until 1939. That's quite recent. So recent.
We've only had them for 80 years. They were domesticated 80 odd years ago. Cats, we don't know when we domesticated cats.
Hamsters eat their own kids. Sorry, it's cats.
Eat their own kids. For a laugh, like.
Sometimes. I just read that. I've closed it now because it was upsetting me.
But then you were telling me, you told me a boss fact, hamster related.
Fucking
Over to Graeme now, with the weekly dose of filth.
Hi, guys.
There he is.
Hamsters, you say?
No, this isn't going to be good. Well, can we start off with the group? What was the song? Go west.
No, there's more than one song.
Go west.
No.
What are they called?
Girls on West End Girl. The Pet Shop Boys were a band in the 1980s.
Yeah. That's on bops, by the way.
Genuinely really quite good.
Yeah,
and they still make music now, right?
One of the songs is on GTA and it's a vibe when it comes on.
On GTA? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but like retro stations.
Okay. So the Pet Shop Boys, were a band in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
Go on. What about them? How are they?
They were massive rodent fans.
How is this related to the hamster chat? Well, why are they called that? They just so the enthusiasts of.
They called themselves the Pet Shop Boys. Pet Shop Boys because there was a thing that was referred to quite a bit, where people would take hamsters and they would put the rodents up their arse.
Oh,
they'd pop a hamster.
For what? For sexual gratification, Graeme? Is that what it was for? Is that what you're telling me?
Why else would you pop a hamster up?
No, this is
up the old shit shoot. I just wanted to say shit shoot.
I don't know. I'm looking like me. I don't know.
I've never done it.
But is this why?
I've never done this.
Is this why they're called that? Or
the Pet Shop Boys. Yep.
No one fucking speaks about that.
No, they do speak about it. I knew about it.
Is it all band names from that era? What about the Beastie Boys? No, Greg. Don't tell me. What are the Beastie Boys?
Someone's blagging us here. No, right. The official reason the Pet Shop Boys are called the Pet Shop Boys is realising they had a common interest in dance music. They began to write together. They called themselves West End. They had a song called West End Girls. They come up with the name Pet Shop Boys, a name derived from some friends who worked in a pet shop in Ealing. We thought it sounded like an English rap group. No, that's not.
Do you think that's the cover story?
I've been told my entire life it was referring to people who popped live hamsters up the bum. And I'm not having it any other...
A few questions about this whole thing, because, I mean, this is not a realm that I am...
Let me type it. I'm just going to continue my search with hamsters.
Be careful.
It's all right, I'm on my own home internet. Right. Notorious rumours about the Pet Shop Boys.
There we go.
This rumour has dogged them from the start. As the story goes, Pet Shop Boys is American slang for homosexuals who derive sexual gratification from putting hamsters up their bum.
A few questions.
Come on.
Why? Like, what's the thrill? Is it just... Why? I mean, and this is another thing, I don't think the rodent would care that much. It's used to burrowing around holes and tunnels, as in that's what they do. That's what they do. So, I mean, there's crueler things that happen.
Gerbilling is cruel
Gerbilling,
as well.
that's it. Was it Richard Gere? I don't know.
Gerbil stuffing or gerbil shooting, it's called. It's the rumoured sexual practice of popping a live animal up the bum.
I can't believe this is
to
just
let
like
it
a
nibble.
thing.
Has anyone... I don't know if it's like urban legend or not.
It seems like one, doesn't it? It just seems like something that I can't fathom actually happening. And it not being just like comical.
But it's funny. But the thing is, how do you get the complete history of gerbilling? I have heard about this.
I hate that it's got a name.
Gerbilling?
It makes it weird when it's got a name.
Look, it's got a complete history.
What are you on here?
None of it's like...
Have you just saved that to your bookmarks there for later?
It says someone's described how this might work.
Might in quotation marks. This is how it might end up. Go on, what's he chatting here, the little weirdo?
The main gist is to have the gerbil burrowing around one's anus long enough to bring about sexual pleasure. How'd you get it out? No, anything, right, whatever you want to do, you pop what you like up there.
No, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there.
No, don't pop what you like up there, within reason. But if you're going to put something up there, as a quick... You've always got to be sure that you're going to be able to bring it out. Anything that goes up there, that's fine to go as long as it doesn't damage you. It's bringing it out. And some people need to hear this.
Absolutely need to.
I'm being serious here. You do need to hear this. You do but just make sure you can get it out.
Tie some rope, whatever you're putting up. Maybe put some string on there.
Say something nice. Hello, you look. Lure it out. One might lure the gerbil up. You have to pop a tube up your bum, and you would lure the gerbil up or the hamster with a piece of cheese, no, I'm not having. No, I can't read that out. Right. So you'd lure it up with a piece of cheese,
right,
and then I imagine you'd lure it back out with a piece of cheese.
Well, obviously.
So when you're done, and when you're done, you don't want to know anything.
Have some cheddar handy.
Good buddy.
3 cheese pizza.
For men, the burrowing of the gerbil stimulates the prostate gland. You don't need
We don't need to know this, but go on.
But you do. It's about that far up. Yeah, you don't need a gerbil.
Okay, good. We've clarified that. Just so you all know, NTR podcast listeners,
it's unsafe and it's not
satisfy
fair.
Your prostate. You don't need a gerbil. Moving on.
On that basis, I don't think it's real, but what did it do? It got us talking about a 1980s group. In reality, we're named after a pet shop.
We think.
That's what they all say, isn't it?
All right. I wore this top.
Go on.
Especially for this week. It's been a big week, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. What's on your top? Leo.
No, I don't know if it is.
What is that?
It's a constellation of something, I know that. I didn't care that much, I just like the colours. But it's been a huge week, hasn't it? In terms of the stars. The galaxy as we know it's changed or whatever. What's happened? Hasn't everyone's personality completely switched? Isn't that how this works?
Nah.
That's fact, isn't it? So isn't that how it works?
Are you talking about the announcement from NASA? Are you talking about this?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. Talk to us about the stars, Graeme.
Well,
from gerbilling to the stars.
Gerbilling to the stars would be a
nightmare. Carry on.
An absolute. Make some good money doing it, though, I imagine.
Elon Musk, if you're listening, lad.
Right. So this week, people were upset, weren't they?
Yeah. A lot of people were fuming because their life is a lie now. Their entire life, everything they thought they knew about themselves and others. I just clearly know we don't know enough then, do we, to sort of set our lives by it. It's just been rewritten. The whole rule book, the whole guidance of it is just being rewritten.
Can I explain why I think that horoscopes are relevant?
Yes, please explain.
So when you're born, all the things in the universe are in a certain place, and horoscopes suggest that the position of like constellations and stars and all that would affect human behaviour and events. Now, you might think that's nonsense.
I sit on a weird place with it. I find it so curious because we're not the first civilization to ponder these.
No.
Every other civilization throughout history, we can go back tens of thousands of years now, and they all have the exact same thoughts on it. I think there's probably something about it. I think definitely the moon affects so much on this planet, water-wise, and it can directly affect our behaviour because we're mostly water. So the fact that
your brain there.
So maybe I sit on. Maybe it's Go on.
So the movements of all these things at the moment of your birth, people are like, as if that means anything. What they do is they tie in the movements of the stars over thousands of years. This has happened. And they tie it in. They try and pick out patterns in human behaviour. And I'm sure there's some people who are chatting shit that are doing it. I'm absolutely sure of that. But
absolutely. I think this can get bogged down with the whole medium, psychic, speaking from beyond the
I think
dead.
It's different to that.
It is different, but there's so much bullshit in that realm.
Oh, yeah.
It seeps into this, and I think people are very
mysticism, they call it.
Yeah. So this is very quick to bat away with the same sort of brush, sadly, I think.
So NASA this week said, they were drawn into a story that's been around for years.
Yeah, well, this is sort of being a ticking time bomb, is it not?
It's come. Have you seen this story before where the star signs have shifted and it's come out about 3 times, hasn't it? And what is it about at the moment where we have more of a chance to think about stuff, so we go really deep in stuff like this, and everyone looks at the horoscope as being like, oh, that's my personality, and then when your horoscope changes, that kind of, some people are left, I thought I was a Virgo. Yeah,
some people. So what's the new one? Epithecus? Sounds like a dinosaur. Sounds like half a dinosaur.
Ophiuchus, I think it's called.
Ophiuchus. It sounds a bit like one. That's good enough for me.
Ophiuchus. That would mean an interpreter of dreams. I got to know a boyfriend this week who found out that she's Ophiuchus. An interpreter of dreams. You know Lauren.
Oh yeah.
I've never read it down as someone who could read dreams.
Read dreams.
She'll have a great family but have to leave home at an early age. Attract good luck, a visionary, a great architect or builder. Authority looks upon him or her well. Right. And that's the new personality types for this new star sign.
I think if you got told, oh yeah, your personality, we were wrong the whole time, I'd give up on it. This is enough for me to just go...
So when the Babylonians invented constellations 3,000 years ago, they chose to leave out a 13th sign. This is the words of NASA. So NASA did the maths on this, and they found out that they just didn't know there was one there and there is one there. And so honestly, we've gone all this time without thinking about it.
There's so much we don't know, and there's so much we've got to learn from ancient civilizations and stuff.
So much.
This is for a different episode at a different time. But when we found Göbekli Tepe right in Turkey, we only thought human civilization was about 5,000 or 6,000 years old, max. At the very, very maximum, we thought it was that old. And we found one temple in Turkey, and that doubled the age of civilization. One find. We know next to nothing, let's be honest. And the sooner we can just admit that and go, what can we learn from the ancients?
Well, on that basis, I don't think all of it's nonsense. So what am I like about Mercury retrograde? Remember the other week? Mercury retrograde ended last weekend.
Oh, good.
And you and me can both... Right.
Go on, mate.
That Mercury retrograde...
Yeah, no.
Unfortunately, it was a...
It was a tough one. A very tough one.
They're always hard. Pretty much all... And the previous one was when we went into lockdown.
Okay. It's just... Could be coincidence, though.
It could be coincidence. It could be what you call it when you look for confirmation bias.
There you go. Do you not think there's a lot of that involved with horoscopes?
I'm absolutely sure that some of it is, because I'm just... Like, I don't know about you, but if you've ever been through periods in life where things are uncertain, and everyone's been uncertain recently, something like horoscopes can give you a sense of certainty where there is none.
Well, yeah, but that's what people used to use religion for, clearly, wasn't it? A lot of people have shifted from... Because religion's...
Not viewed the same way by millennials as it is by the people who are...
I don't know how to word that then without being so offensive to everyone.
Well, look at stuff like the Catholic Church and all that. And we won't go into any heavy detail on this right now, but, you know, and we found out a lot of priests were paedophiles. And I think like that kind of makes people think, organised religion, that's a bit fucking stupid, and they don't believe in contraception.
Yeah, it's sad that stuff like that can happen, innit? That's it just losing its way, sadly.
I've found some comments people made to NASA off the back of them finding this. You'll love these. Had loads of likes, thousands of likes.
Imagine people giving NASA shit.
Believing in the stars and giving them properties is like admiring a painting and saying it drew itself. I don't understand that. The only thing it does is belittling the artist who made it. Astrology is a lie and blasphemy, and people who practice it are doing a bad thing. Now you are saying there is a new zodiac sign after making the masses believe they're a particular sign for how many years? You are a bunch of fools. Only the word of God is true. And amen. It changeth not. At NASA.
Did they find that on a rock? Is that an ancient text? What are you speaking like that?
Well, it changeth.
Imagine someone saying that in a genuine sentence.
It changeth not.
Doth changeth. You go, fuck off, you tit.
It doth changeth not.
Shut up now, bed.
No, some people have been really upset by the change in star signs, though, because a lot of people have got like
tattoos. I hadn't thought of tattoos. That's true.
Which is funny, and now they're stuck.
Get them covered up.
Now they're stuck. But I didn't realise the Babylonians came up with it all, and a lot of people are really upset by this. Have you ever done your rising sign and all that? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, if you're just looking at your sun sign, then you're missing the point.
But that could have been in Latin, most of that. What do you mean, rising?
You have like an ascendant sign, which was the bit of the sky that was over where the sun would rise when you were born, the moment of your birth. It would change across the day, I think. You have a moon sign, where the moon was when you were born.
The moon, yeah.
Mars in Cancer. And you have like a sun, and then all loads. I'll get you a report if you want. Get one over to you, mate.
Just email me. I think you're best just banging over an email.
And you know I will.
Yeah, you will, yeah.
Oh, I will.
Straight in the trash. Yeah, so if you haven't already followed us on Instagram and stuff, we often upload clips and little behind the scenes things. The NTR podcast on Instagram. Come and follow us, DM us and say hello. We'll probably get back to you.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you in the comments as well. I check the comments constantly on that.
Oh, you're all over them.
I don't care about comments usually on my videos at all, but for some reason this podcast, I'm like, oh no, go on. What have you got to say?
I love the comments.
Honestly, I've never read comments more than I've read on this podcast. It's sick.
It's like instant feedback on stuff I didn't even realise people are taking any notice of.
I can't believe how sound everyone is.
They're nice, aren't they?
But like, I mean, agreeing with like a lot of the stuff I'm saying, stuff I've never really said, or I've been too scared to sort of say because I think, I'm going out on a limb here. But so many people are like, oh yeah, no, you're spot on, and that is just such a nice.
Uberhole did that for me the other week when you were like, yeah, people are left with one big after pregnancy. We had a very sensitive chat about the state it leaves some people in, and I was like, oh, how's this going to land? And someone who'd suffered some of the things we were talking about started to write a comment, and I was like, oh no, and then they were like, oh yeah, but I agree. I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, okay, sound. And
I wasn't lying about the Uberhole.
No, I said you were.
The Uberhole exists. That's the thing about it.
It is. You can't get it on an app. There was some people misunderstood what the Uberhole, but I don't think they'd actually heard the podcast. They just looked at the socials.
I just hope they didn't Google it. I just
got some links.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, all right. We can catch us anyway on TikTok at Not The Radio and at NTR Podcast on Instagram.
Yes, come and say hi.
Right, conversational segue of the year now.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is a big one. All the gammon are going to be fuming. Sorry to any gammon listening. This is going to be gammon-ageddon. Gammon-ageddon. Go on.
Shamima Begum.
There she is.
Divided the nation.
Sort of not.
Between people who were willfully missing the point.
That's true.
And people who'd given it just a little bit of thought.
That is true.
For those who don't know,
go on, give us the story of Shamima Begum.
She ended up when she's from Bethnal Green in London. She was born in London. She was groomed.
Let's say what it
by extremists.
Let's be clear with everything here. Let's be clear with, because we've got to state the facts, because I can't be bothered with people being like, oh, but you know it was like this. Just listen.
So she was groomed by extremists as a teenager.
As a child,
yeah. When she was, I think she was 15 when it started, which is under the age of consent. She agreed, and I believe they say that she went of her own will. She agreed to go to Syria. And there she married someone, whatever. That didn't go well.
No.
It was a bad decision. It was a poor... She would admit that was probably a poor decision, or maybe one day she will. But she's still a British national. And she was groomed as a child, a 15-year-old child, and gets taken to be part of something where it was horrible what was going on there.
She was an ISIS bride, basically, wasn't she?
Call it,
yeah. I can't read past, and this is where I don't see eye to eye with a lot of people. She was groomed as a kid. I'm sorry, whether you like it or not, whether you think she could be coming back or not, or whether she should stay or not, that is a child that was groomed. We treat other grooming cases differently to this one. Why?
Because they involve, most of the time, they involve white kids or kids that we feel look more familiar to us in this country.
The same people that make like their blood's boiling about her coming back are the same ones that blood boil over them grooming gangs. And the same people that were saying all lives matter the other week.
Could draw a line, yeah, broadly
all
speaking.
lives matter. Unless they're brown. Just say that. These people that are standing on this position, just say that. I hate this.
So she went to Syria, she's being groomed, then that all collapsed, the Islamic State after a bit. The regime collapses and she ends up in a refugee camp in Syria. Initially, she was in this massive one with 65,000 other people in it. And in there, she'd had a kid and she was about to give birth. So she's a British national born in the United Kingdom. She's born in London. She's been groomed. She's been sent to Syria. And there she is in a refugee camp. What do you think we should do if she's a British national? And she's broke the law by fucking going over there and getting involved with that. Get her back. She needs bollocking.
Absolutely she does, but that's the thing. But what are you meant to do?
Get her back.
Rot. The people that wanted to just let her rot and all that, like you were saying all lives matter last week.
But you've missed the crucial bit of information of this for people who don't know. She had what we did, this country, under Sajid Javid, who was the Home Secretary at the time, but our government did this, our current government did this. They revoked her citizenship. They took her British nationality off her. They took that as like, we can take that away from you. So by that measure, if I got involved with a right-wing, I'm not going to, a right-wing extremist group and started to set off bombs, would you revoke my British citizenship? Because, but no, you probably wouldn't, because I don't look like I should have mine revoked, because I'm white and I'm from Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, I'm just putting him in prison.
Yeah.
But in her case, she's left there. Her baby died in the refugee camp. She was only discovered by journalists in there.
That's such a
And
travesty.
then we made a political case out of it by saying she's not coming in. She's fucking sexually abused.
Yeah. What I don't get is we draw this really weird line on who we can forgive. Our forgiveness-o-meter, with everything, whether it be scandals or just things really serious like this, our forgive-o-meter it doesn't make any sense.
Done something wrong by going over there, definitely. But she was groomed. And I don't get how you can just strip someone's right to be British off them.
If she's a problem, she's also our problem then,
right,
isn't she?
She's British.
Get her back. She's not Syria's problem. Syria's got enough going on.
Let's get her here. Yeah. And then we can sort it out, and then she gets on with her life.
We'll deal with that. But I don't know what else. What are the other options?
Not ours.
No. Weak. That's a weak mentality.
That's a shit argument.
Weak mentality, that. But I just don't get. We draw weird lines of forgiveness that don't make any sense.
I think they sound a bit racially motivated to me. Anyway, on that note, there's been a vote on whether or not boiled down, but should she be allowed back in? Right. There was a vote, and it was on the Daily Express website. Do you know the Daily Express, the newspaper?
Yeah.
The Gammon Express.
Is it the Gammon Express? What was it? Was it a landslide?
It's the official paper of Gammon. 96% of Gammon Daily Express readers
said
that she should not be allowed back into the United Kingdom.
Well, what should we do then? What do we do with somebody that was groomed when she was 15?
Well, she's made stateless, and then she doesn't have a state, so she doesn't have a country.
She's our problem.
I think it goes back to the same thing that we were about to. There was this case a few weeks ago, and I think this is quite similar. These two lads in London who are two brothers, and they're both done fairly petty crimes.
Yeah, seen this.
We locked them up for a bit, and then you're automatically deported at the end of a 1-year sentence if you're deemed to not be a British national. They were both born in the UK, they don't have the right documents or something, and they're going to be deported back to the Caribbean where they've got no family, they've never been. One of them's going to be deported back to the wrong country, because when they were filling in the forms on the lads, someone wrote Dominican Republic and not Dominica. They're two fucking separate countries. So this lad's going to be deported back to Dom Rep, but he's never been. Based on what? You're brown, you look like you belong there. How is that? That is so fucked.
And what worries me about this as well is my girlfriend is Muslim and wasn't born in this country. So I have a different sort of opinion on this altogether. I think just because this could happen, this could happen to... She wasn't born here, and do you know what I mean? It's worrying.
Yeah, no, it is.
Worrying.
This just seems like dead slowly. Do you know why? I remember thinking, oh, this country's changed. It was before, was it around Brexit?
Yeah.
2016, and we all felt that. But there were these vans driving around, and I've seen them in Liverpool. It's an immigration enforcement unit.
Horrible.
So what the fuck's that? I've never seen that.
Did we see them in London? I think we were in London. I seen them. It had like sort of child catcher vibes from.
In you go.
Yeah, honestly, stuff like that just makes me feel so horrible. So Graeme recently has been getting really upset, haven't you, by suggested shopping stuff.
Oh, fuck off.
That's. So sometimes you just get, the usual what you'd expect: gimp masks,
just based on
stuff.
Shit I bought, really.
There was like shoes with teeth, really odd things, but suggested is based on your
electrodes and that.
What you've searched. But there's been another little curveball, hasn't there, recently?
What?
Some dodgy suggested videos you were telling me about the other day, which I didn't know. I know these kinds of videos exist in the sort of straight realm, if you will, but I hadn't thought about what gay hentai porn would be.
Oh, fucking hell, that!
I just hadn't thought about it. For people that don't know what hentai videos like that are, it's very Asian anime inspired, sort of. Everything's usually just dead oily and jiggly. It looks like the dodgiest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! You've ever seen. There's usually some sort of tentacle knob monster. So I've heard. I don't know.
Tentacle knob monster.
That's just what I've heard. I've heard it described as that online.
It's what we all want to be attacked by.
Yeah. But then Graeme, recently you've been getting plagued with these. I don't know what he's been searching, because I'm not here to ask. I don't want to invade in his personal whatever. But tell us about these suggested videos you've been getting, Graeme.
It's on the porn websites, isn't it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, there's been a number of them. You want the broad spread of videos that have been targeted at me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll start off with the entry level one.
Go on.
That we'll be comfortable with on TikTok.
Go on.
I keep on getting this advert that says that I need to shave my balls and that they're smelly. Like, I don't... And it's on my Insta. I haven't got
so
my phone
that's your
on me.
Instagram. We're not talking about this. Your Instagram's being plagued with your
Oh no, so I've incriminated myself.
He's been getting wig suggestions, and then he's got smelly balls.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind a wig.
Your phone and your algorithm, though,
Fuck.
thinks that you're balding with smelly bollocks.
Oh, there was this thing. They were really playing on men's insecurities. There was a picture. I'm going to bring it to screen now. It's on my phone.
Aren't they?
The lad in the shower, frantically. Oh, I've got smelly balls.
But the thing is, we can prey on lads' insecurities. I've noticed this recently as well. There's a TikTok advert that's doing the rounds at the minute, and it's girls love when boys have got clear skin. Girls love when boys have got a nice skincare routine and stuff like that. And
This has been aimed at you.
Yeah, but I think that's fucking horrible, that.
You're being played on
The one
there.
thing I can get self-conscious about is my spots, because I had trouble with my spots. I had to go to like doctors and stuff. And the fact that they can just say on an ad, oh, girls love it when you've got clear skin. I had to take medication to try and get clear skin and still couldn't. Why can we prey on that and advertise? Oh, do you know girls love that? Imagine adverts being like,
Look at the two angles they're taking there.
Imagine it'd be like another advert aimed at girls saying, oh, boys love it when girls are dead skinny. Imagine an advert saying that. You go, fuck off. What?
It's like going, don't have a smelly minge.
Honestly,
that's what they've done to men.
You can do it at men for some reason. You just can. You can attack men for, oh, you've got bad skin. Knobhead. Oh, they stink. I'm fucking keep your pubes knob. But we can't really do it as much with girls. And I just think that's sad.
No. And Matt, what would you do if you were going to be that upfront with girls? Because that's really cut through to me. What would you do in midway through all their Insta stories with all their friends' content?
Yeah.
Be like, all right, fatty.
Kicking up a pong down there. A smell of crab paste whenever you walk.
Just a quick sibling femme fresh. On and off. On and off. Yeah, so just not, but you didn't want that from me, did you?
I didn't care about all that, Graeme. I wanted to know about the gay hentai. You said there was a giant man or something. A giant cartoon man with...
But this is Dylan's only legit situation where he can look at stuff. And that's... It's not. What the...
I'll tell you what.
What is coming up on there?
A mixed bag.
That's a woman. That's a man. But... Look, Dylan's gonna... What the fuck? That's a woman and a man.
Is he not a cow? What is this? This looks like is she milking cattle?
No, that's a woman and a man.
Dirty Norwegian.
Dungeon fake nurse. What they've mixed together a few...
What would be the purpose in a nurse in a dungeon? Is a dungeon not like a sort of like torture chamber? You don't want a nurse there.
Tell you what, wasn't that... Okay, I've got to get rid of that now. That's awful. That's the absolute... You've no idea what that poor lad's just had to fucking see there. That's meant to be straight as well.
Fuck off. No, it's not. Oh, no, it is. You're right.
That's a woman. Their activity seems quite...
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
What was it you wanted anyway?
I don't want anything, thank you. You said to me that there was a 20-foot knob on this.
Usually on this website that they could put... That thinks I'm straight as well. I'm just going to have to type in.
This thinks I'm straight.
What's it called?
I don't know how you're going to find it. You told me.
I know it will be there. Henna.
Hentai.
Henna. There's no little things to the tattoos in it.
Imagine getting that wrong.
Henna porn.
Just a little... Going into a shop.
Someone getting temporary tattoos.
Any hentai? You don't sell hentai. That's online, you did.
Right.
Search gay hentai.
Right, the wrong way round.
I don't know if that affects it.
Oh, yeah, it does. Uncensored.
Well, yeah, a big thing about Asian porn is everything's usually pixelated, which I never understand. Like pretty much. Oh, this is a mad conversation to have on this podcast.
Come on.
The majority of Asian videos, so I've heard. I don't know. I'm so I've heard. I'm just heard online. They're all pixelated, and I don't get why. Is that like their way of stopping it being an 18? Because you see everything. It's just poorly pixelated.
Oh right, there we are. Fucking hell. So what shall I just fucking whack on any of these and you describe to people? Oh my god, what the fuck? I don't approve that. That's a drawing.
It is a drawing. This is a thing. You can't be. Can you be offended? Not offended. Like, is this that disgusting? Because it's not real. It'd be like watching a cartoon fight scene. Like you shouldn't feel.
Right. Oh, for fuck's sake, no way. I'm just checking that that's actually... Because they're very convincing. I nearly showed him some... He's just seen some fucking things here. You know when you go on one of them websites and it starts...
do you know what's mad about it?
How's this?
It's just not something I've ever seen.
I've not seen this properly.
Would it be the same vice versa, do you think? Like, how much street porn have you seen? Tune. Oh my god, it's like GTA. It's like a bad animation, isn't it?
So this is cheaper than... Oh my god.
Look how big he looks like Rey Mysterio, the wrestler there. They're very muscular, aren't they?
But what else are they going to be? That's not... Well, that's not very realistic.
On the screen.
Well,
he's having a great time.
What's this?
Imagine, right, this guitarist is clearly like one of the better guitarists on the planet. He's a musician and he's there like...
We've got a gig for you.
What's this being used for, mate? Oh, don't worry. And it's like 6 giant animated men.
There we go. We like to finish on a big weighty subject, as usual.
Yes, we do. So next week, we've got an idea, haven't we, for episode 8. We want to get you on, sort of.
Yeah.
Leave your comments, whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on the YouTube videos, TikToks, whatever, and we'll be picking the best and then bringing them to the table for episode 8, discussing them, rinsing them, challenging them, all of that. So just get your comments in and stuff, and we'll see you next week.
We'll get on them then.
You'll hear us next week, whatever it is. Right.
Bye.
Ta-da,
Bye.
Bye.
This is Not The Radio with Dylan Evans and Graeme Smith.